What's up, guys? It's Dakota, and this is a video kind of going over the NBA playoffs, road to the finals, everything. If you've been with the channel before, you know that I used to post a lot of basketball stuff, or at least some kind of basketball stuff in between my video games and everything, but I kind of put it away and everything. It wasn't doing as good as I hoped and as I thought, but kind of with the NBA playoffs coming around and it's kind of a big deal, big storylines with Golden State's supposedly just already won it. We're just kind of letting it all play out. So just kind of going over the different matchups and everything. I know we're already almost a week into the postseason, but really just kind of looking at it and breaking down what's going on. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, April 19th. So already Chicago and I believe it was the Clippers and the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks that played last night. Kind of going through in the East, Chicago took a 2-0 lead against Boston. Washington and Atlanta play tonight. Toronto, Milwaukee are tied up at 1. Cleveland's 2-0 going into Indiana. The Spurs are up 2-0. The Rockets are up 1-0. They play tonight as well. The Jazz won last night to tie the series at 1, and Golden State Portland play tonight as well. So kind of breaking down the matchups and everything. Already I think some of the first round games are a foregone conclusion. I think the Bulls are going to beat up with the Wizards in the second round. The Cavaliers, I think that they've been having trouble with Indiana. I don't think they're gonna lose, but I can see the series. If it went six games, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think Cleveland's gonna win that, and I think Milwaukee is going to be able to upset Toronto. And I think for Milwaukee, it's going to be tough to handle Cleveland going to there. I think Cleveland is easily going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The only team I can see them giving them any trouble is Chicago or Washington, and I think if they both win their first round or anything, I think Washington should be able to beat Chicago in theory. But then again, I thought, even though being a huge Bulls fan, I really thought that Chicago could maybe take Boston 6 games, and Boston was going to take it just because how often is it that we see a 1 seed lose to an 8 seed or go down 2 games to 0 to an 8 seed. It's actually the first time that's happened since 1993, when the Suns were down 2 games to 0 against LA and actually ended up winning that series. The Suns did. Going out west, San Antonio should be able to dispatch Memphis, no problem. The Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder, I really want to think that the Thunder can come back and beat Houston, but if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say that Houston's going to be able to close that series out. I think it would be a 6-7 game series, probably, other than an 8 seed beating the 1 seed, or the 8 seed potentially being able to beat the 1 seed. I think that's probably one of the best playoff series that we have out west. And then LA, Utah, I can see that series going 7 games. I kind of like, if Rudy Gobert can come back at some point during the series, I think Utah can close out against LA. Utah stealing home court advantage from LA with their win in Game 1 on a buzzer beater. So I really think Utah kind of has the ball in their court, and they're just going to, they just have to go in there and play their style. They're going to Utah the next 2 games. So let's see if they can make something happen. I really want to see Utah win just because I kind of like rooting for an underdog, but if the Clippers win, I won't be surprised. Golden State, Portland, I really thought that Portland could at least take 1 or 2 games against Golden State. I don't see why they still couldn't, but them winning the series, I don't think the games that they do win, the 1 or 2 that they might win, are going to be close wins, and Golden State potentially could just blow them out of the water. And then kind of going into that second round matchup, I don't see Utah or LA giving Golden State much trouble. Whoever they play in the second round, 5-6 game series, done and over with, going to the Eastern Conference Finals for, I believe, a 3rd or 4th straight season. I want to say it's just the 3rd straight season, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. About 2-3 years ago, out west, I was more focused on the East, really. But I see Golden State really having no problem making it to the Western Conference Finals. In the second round, down below that, Houston, San Antonio. San Antonio is just too good. It's probably going to be Golden State, San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. In the East, I want to say it's going to be definitely Cleveland for sure. And then, of course, I'm going to pick Chicago because Chicago's my team. Realistically, I think it's going to be between Cleveland and Washington. And Cleveland probably take that in a 7-game series against Washington. Against Chicago, depending on how it goes, how Cleveland hits their stride and everything, because that's really a mystery. I really think that Chicago is kind of a team that people aren't having really in this playoff, even though this team plays tough. They got guys like Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, who really turned it up last night, almost had a triple-double. Jimmy Butler, a secret superstar in the league, almost had 2 rebounds and 2 assists away from a triple-double. Rajon Rondo, a rebound away from a triple-double. Dwayne Wade, maybe not playing like the 06-07 Dwayne Wade for the Miami Heat or the 4 years LeBron was in Miami, that Dwayne Wade, but he's definitely playing like Dwayne Wade, and he's playing very well. Their bench giving him a lot of work. That's why I'm saying that like Chicago could really, if they make it to the finals, or if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll be very surprised. But at the same time, their team is kind of set up to make that kind of run. Would they beat Golden State? I mean, they did it once during the regular season, but then they got to play a 7-game series, not a 1-game series. So, in reality, I think it's going to be another matchup between Golden State, Cleveland. I have to pick Golden State in this because I just don't think Cleveland has the firepower, and how they've been playing towards the end of the season and even these first 2 playoff games. Again, still too early to tell who would actually win between Cleveland and Golden State. Both teams staying in their stride and everything. I'm going to say Golden State in 6 in the finals. That's going to be who I predict wins the NBA Finals. But if you just have me being the person I am, of course Chicago's going to win it all. But that's where I'm going to leave it off. If you guys like this kind of stuff or want to see more of this stuff, make sure to leave a like and a comment. Who you think is going to win what series, how you think the playoffs are going to go, what's going to be the story of it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.